Hello, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live on my personal page on Facebook, and then we upload it to my YouTube channel at Melissa May Dillon. The YouTube channel is definitely the best place for replays, and whether you are on YouTube or on Facebook, I would love if you would drop a comment about what we're talking about, if there's anything you want to talk about, and what your thoughts are in general. So I want to talk about that we get to choose how we respond to life. So today was the day. Today was the day that we flew home from San Diego. We were safe and sound at home. It's great to be home, and we're so happy to have gone to San Diego to celebrate my brother-in-law's retirement from 20 plus years in the Navy. It's amazing. And today I want to mostly talk about how today, we kind of talk about this story all the time in personal development. How if you stub your toe and you decide that ruins your day, the whole day, like your whole day is just like awful, right? If you hit your toe and you're like, God, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then you just keep running into things all day long that just keep making your day more and more progressively worse. And I kind of had that day, except I chose not to make it progressively worse. And one of the things that I deeply am wanting to work on, and it's so profound to me too, because, I always listen to Melanie Ann Lair. She's an incredible woman who was homeless in her car in 2016, figured out how to fall in love with her life, started coaching other people how to fall in love with their life, and has since built, an $88 million brand. It's going to cost $100 million this year, teaching people how to fall in love with their life. And I'm listening to a masterclass that she did for free back in 2020. And it's inside of her group, Alpha Femme, and it's called the Trifecta. And she's a woman who obviously built this incredible business and wants to help other women build their businesses. She wants to make a million millionaires. I'm one of her million millionaires, which is super amazing and awesome. And she has this Trifecta masterclass where she talks about be the goddess, do the badass thing, have the boss business. And it's a masterclass that has been on my mind to listen to for a while, even though I'm signed up for all of her every program she has. I'm in one of her highest memberships that she offers. But there was just something calling to me about listening to this Trifecta masterclass. And she talks about with the goddess that being in our personal power is having the emotional intelligence to basically handle any situation that comes our way. And one of the things and she talks about how emotions can knock you out of, being in this, you may be feeling this amazing, incredible vibe and, life is awesome, life is amazing, everything is great and grand. And then something can happen that can something emotionally can happen that will knock you out of your vibration. And, for me, David, my husband, is one of the biggest triggers I have. And that's what relationships are. When you listen to Eckhart Tolle, he always talks about your relationships are here to make you conscious. And so there's a lot of times where David will do something or say something. I could be feeling this incredible, amazing way, and David will do something or say something that makes me go, ah. And then it changes my whole mood, and it changes how I'm feeling. And I want to be more in control of that. It almost feels like this, like I don't have a choice. This is just what happens. And so I've been working on cultivating a choice, because I know everything ultimately is a choice. And I've been doing a lot of things. One of the things Melanie talks about is being in the God zone is preemptively imagining how a situation or a scenario is going to go down, and walking into your life, imagining it working out, imagining how you want it to go down, imagining the best case scenario, and then moving as if that's going to happen. And I've been doing that a lot with David. But what happened this morning, I was getting ready. We had to wake up super early so that we can make our flight. And I had this little tiny jar of oil for my hemorrhoids, something you're not prepared for. It's something I did not know. When you have a baby, nobody tells you, hey, by the way, you're going to have these hemorrhoids forever. But I had this vial of oil, and I dropped it in the bathroom, and it broke. And then David had come into the bathroom right at that moment or something. or he had come to, I forget what exactly how, but he showed up and he goes, you know what this means? He means that this means that today is going to be a pain in your ass. And I was like, oh my God, David. But I was like, whatever, and I was honestly, I was kind of annoyed with this oil anyway. I was tired of using it. I feel like I had manifested it breaking because I was frustrated with it. So, but David had said that, and there's definitely a part of me in the past that would have been like, mad or angry at him. And I was like, don't you set my day like that. Like I get to control my day. Don't tell me about that. But I just started laughing. And then the day continues with like nonstop fumbles and just like, it's like, I can't hold on to things. Like it just, like everything I'm doing, something happens. Like I pick up the suitcase and it somehow just like flips on itself and like everything falls out of it after I just packed it. And I'm like, what in the world? It was just constant. Like the whole day there was just all these, and David just kept saying like, what happened to me is like in the morning, I decided to be humorous. Like he was being humorous. Like today's going to be a pain in your ass. And as these things kept happening, I was just like, it's what you said today, honey. It's what you said. It's a pain in the ass day today. And as these things kept happening, instead of having an attitude of being frustrated, being annoyed, making it go worse, I started just laughing and chuckling every time something, happened. So even when the suitcase, everything just, it was so weird. I picked it up and everything just, I'm like, what the hell? It just looked like it just vomited. I was laughing. And like, this is your choice. This is your opportunity, because you can allow those situations to frustrate you. You can get bothered. Be like, oh my God, nothing is working out for me. This sucks. And, getting mad and angry. I could have fueled anger. I could have fueled being angry. And I know that the universe is giving me opportunities to not do that, because it's the thing that I really want to work on. Like I said, I want to be in control of my emotions. I want to have my personal power on lock, and I don't want outside circumstances to sway what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. And even if it does for a minute, I want to be able to take control and then, take a moment to compose myself and then be okay. And all of these things happening today in the past would have been situations where I would have gotten mad or angry, or I would have taken it out on David for him saying that my day was going to be a pain in the ass day. And instead, I just laughed every time it happened, and I used it as an opportunity to choose how I felt. And so honestly, as I kept messing up, as things kept happening, I just got more giddy. Even like today when we got home, I was cleaning out the refrigerator and I was like scooping stuff out of the thing, and it just like, again, it just vomited all over the side of the trash can. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I was over the trash can scooping it out, and then suddenly it's just on the side of the cupboard, and it's like I had to clean it up. And it was just like, it's just like this is the pain in the ass day, like David said. But the whole time I chose to see humor in it. I chose to treat the situation with humor and laughing, instead of being frustrated, instead of being annoyed, instead of blaming David for cursing my day or anything like that. These are things I all could have done. But we get to choose. We get to choose how we behave in circumstances. We get to choose how we respond to situations. And we get to set the tone no matter what happens in our outside circumstances. And there was actually a few times today, too, where David had gotten frustrated with me over something, and with the flying and the baby and the stroller and all these things, and making sure, like, lots of little stress, when you're traveling with family. And I was just like, that's him, that's his thing, and it is what it is. We're going to be okay, like, whatever. And it was a great day to exercise my emotional intelligence, which again is not something that we're really taught when we're younger, to have emotional intelligence. A lot of us, like, my parents, especially my father, like, he had no emotional intelligence. She talked about in the masterclass, she goes, when emotions are high and intelligence is low, you get into some tricky situations. And that has been true for my life, that when emotions are high, my intelligence is way low. And so today I was able to focus on, even when shitty things happen and it could spike my emotion, I can stay intelligent and be like, this is just a blip of a day. Like, there's just little random things that are going to happen, but it doesn't have to impact my happiness and my joy. And I can laugh at these silly things happening to me all day long instead of being angry or frustrated or annoyed or whatever. So I just wanted to share that, y'all, with you. It's 2025, the year in which I'm going live, and I made it today. I almost fell asleep with the baby. I'm like, no, you got to get up. You got to go live. So, but we are so tired. The whole day traveling, the time zones are different. So we could definitely use a lot of sleep and rest. So I'm going to head off to bed right now. So I love you all. Have an amazing day. Choose how you feel. You are the one who sets the tone for how you feel throughout the day. You get to be in the driver's seat of your feelings. And when a feeling comes along that feels like it knocks you out of how it is you want to be, you can take a moment. You can compose yourself. You can take some deep breaths and get back to center. So yeah, have an amazing day. I love you all. Bye.